The Mustangs have taken the field in their black caps, green tops, and white bottoms. Game 2 of a 3-game Big West Conference Series just about set to get underway from Baggett Stadium in San Luis Obispo, California. Let's unveil the Matadors starting 9 this evening, and for a second consecutive night, CSUN gets it started with Alvaro Rubalcaba, the fourth-year junior playing second base, leading off for CSUN. William Colantano, the first baseman who had 3 hits last night. The senior moves up from the 9th spot to hit second tonight. Fred Smith, the senior shortstop, is batting third. Dylan Alexander, the senior catcher, hitting in the cleanup spot. Justin Turner, the junior center fielder, batting fifth. Nolan Bumstead, who also had 3 hits last night for a second consecutive game, he bats sixth. Albie Wise, the DH, moves down to the 7th spot for tonight's contest. Harrison Hart, the freshman, who had a career-high 2 hits last night, he is in left field batting 8th. And Elias Arona, who we saw momentarily, but just on defense last night, played a couple innings out in right field. He rounds out the starting lineup, and the Matadors will face the third-year sophomore right-hander, native of Templeton in North San Luis Obispo County. His name is Spencer Howard, and he sports a 2.27 earned run average, which is the second lowest in the Big West. His ERA, though, in Big West Conference play is a dazzling 2.13. His 2017 record is 5-1, and this is his 10th start of the year, 15th appearance. Began the year in the bullpen, but pitched so well that Larry Lee and the rest of the coaching staff just had to put him into the rotation, and he has thrived in his first year as a starter for the Mustangs. And in talking to Larry Lee before the game, he really believes that Spencer Howard is a guy that could very well be a top 5 round draft pick coming up in about a month in the Major League Baseball draft, and he fully expects to lose his top 2 starters, Eric Ullman, who went last night and received a no decision, and Spencer Howard, who goes this afternoon, and what's going to turn into a chilly evening, you'd have to imagine, once again here in San Luis Obispo. The Mustangs, in walk-off fashion, picked up the victory last night. Nick Meyer delivering with a walk-off RBI single in the bottom of the 9th. The Mustangs won last night's contest 6-5, now 22-26 on the year, 10-6 in the Big West. CSUN now 24-26 on the year, 10-9 in the Big West Conference. So here's the fourth-year junior, Alvaro Rubalcaba. He was 1 for 5 last night, and the first pitch of the ball game, a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. First pitch this evening at 6:02 p.m., and the game time temperature here in San Luis Obispo, 61 degrees. The 0-1 pitch is another fastball on the outside corner, 0-2. Howard will top out at about 94 miles per hour with the fastball. He'll sit anywhere from 88 to 94 with the heater, and possesses a couple real good breaking pitches as he turns to the fastball on 0-2 and misses outside. So the count now at a ball and 2 strikes. Jim Sayer is tonight's home plate umpire. Bob Williams at first, and Jake Olenhop at third. Here's the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball low and outside, 2-2 the count. This is Spencer Howard's first start here at Baggett Stadium since a April 22nd matchup at home against Cal State Fullerton, as the 2-2 pitch is waved at and missed, strike 3. So he went with the fastball on 2-2, and Rubalcaba couldn't catch up to it. That's the first out of tonight's contest. Let's see what the Mustangs look like defensively this evening. Josh George out in left, Alex McKenna in center, Kevin Morgan, the senior, in right field once again, his 5th straight start. Bradley Beasley at third, Kyle Marincons at short, Scott Ogren at second, Michael Sanderson at first, and Nick Meyer catching Spencer Howard. First pitch to William Colantano is a called strike, 0-1. Colantano had 3 hits, tying a career high last night. The senior moves up from the 9 spot to the 2 spot for tonight's contest as the 0-1 pitch misses low. 1-1 the count. His 14th start of the year, now hitting .294, 15 for 51 at the plate, with no homers and 4 runs batted in, as he takes the 1-1 pitch for a called strike. So the count now 1-2. Colantano batting from the left side against the right-hander Howard. Just underway. No score, 1 out, the bases empty in the top of the first inning as the 1-2's popped up. Shallow left. Should be a routine play for George, and he makes the catch, 2 away. Well, Colantano, who was 3 for 4 a night ago, Flies out to left field in his first at-bat today. Two gone, the base is empty, and here's the senior shortstop, Fred Smith. Smith went 1 for 5 last night, hitting in the 2 spot, and had a 2-run double in the 5th inning of last night's ballgame. That came against the Mustang starter, Eric Ullman, as the first one from Spencer Howard misses, ball 1. Smith hitting .273 on the year, 4 homers, 24 RBIs, as he takes the next pitch on the outside corner for a strike. The count even 1-1. Howard looking for a 1-2-3 first inning as the next pitch, good changeup, caught the outside corner, and you'll see him use that pitch often against left-hand hitters here this evening. And that one dropped in there for a strike on the outside corner, so the count now 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 from Spencer Howard. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He got him swinging to end the inning. So a couple strikeouts for Spencer Howard, and the side retired in order. CSUN nothing, Cal Poly coming up. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield.
Head on over to the fan zone if you're a student, faculty, or staff member from the college.
It's a gray Saturday for CSUN. The Matadors sporting the gray caps, gray tops, and gray bottoms. Every Matador out in the field wearing the high red stirrup socks. And Andrew Weston is on the mound. We'll tell you a bit more about the junior right-hander in just a moment, but let's unveil tonight's Mustangs starting 9, and it gets going with Alex McKenna, the sophomore, the team leader in batting average at .360, leading things off. Bradley Beasley, the freshman third baseman, bats second. Kyle Marincons, the sophomore shortstop, batting third. Michael Sanderson, the first baseman, hitting in the cleanup spot. Nick Meyer, last night's hero, with the walk-off hit in the bottom of the ninth, batting fifth. He's behind the plate. Elijah Skips, the DH, batting sixth. Josh George out in left field, batting seventh. Kevin Morgan, the senior, batting eighth. And Scott Ogren rounds out the starting lineup tonight for the Cal Poly Mustangs. Andrew Weston, the junior from San Marcos, the right-hander, making his 12th appearance, 12th start of the year. He sports a 5-2 record and an earned run average of 4.07. Opponents hitting .294 though against the junior right-hander, so we'll see if the Mustangs can jump on Weston early. And it all starts with their catalyst, Alex McKenna, who steps into the batter's box. McKenna had a 1-for-4 night with a pair of RBIs an evening ago, as the first pitch from Weston is on the inside corner for a strike. Weston, last time out a week ago at UC Irvine, received a no decision, went 7 innings, giving up 3 earned runs on 8 hits as he fires in another strike to McKenna, so it's quickly 0-2. Alex hitting .360 on the year, like I mentioned a moment ago, 5 homers. 30 runs batted in. Here's the 0-2, and he lays off the breaking pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And in that ball game, CSUN wound up losing, but it was Weston who did not factor into the decision in that one. There were 129 pitches at Anteater Ballpark a week ago as McKenna taps the 1-2 pitch foul, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Weston, a native of San Marcos down near San Diego, a graduate of San Marcos High School. And the Mustangs saw him a season ago down south at Northridge as the 1-2 pitch misses off the plate. 2-2 the count. on May the 8th of 2016. A little over a year ago, he held Cal Poly to a run over 5 innings as he misses again. And the count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. McKenna scored the winning run last night in the bottom of the ninth and reached on a dropped third strike. 3-2 pitch low and outside, ball 4. So Weston walks his 22nd batter of the year. Had walked 21 in 77 and 1/3 of an inning coming into tonight's ball game, but certainly not the guy you want to put on base. Alex McKenna, the Mustangs' team leader in just about everything, including stolen bases with 12. He's been caught 6 times. But he reached on a drop third strike. And from second base with 2 outs and 2 on in the bottom of the ninth last night, Nick Meyer delivered with a line drive walk-off single to left field. McKenna takes off. Beasley swinging away. It's a line drive to center. And on the move, a nice catch made by Justin Turner out there, ranging to his right for the first out of the home half of the first inning. So Beasley hit it hard, but Turner, who we saw last night, covers a lot of ground out in center field for CSUN, able to flag it down, and McKenna has to sprint back to first base. So after walking McKenna to start things, Weston needs just 1 pitch to retire Beasley. So now 1 on, 1 out. Here's Kyle Marincons. Sophomore shortstop batting from the left side. And the first pitch is a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Marincons last night, 1 for 5 with an RBI. Now hitting .250 on the year with 1 homer and 25 runs batted in as Weston tosses over to first base. Alex McKenna dives back to the bag safely. 0-1 the count on Marincons, the native of San Jose. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball hit on the ground towards the middle. Smith goes to second for 1. On to first. It's an inning-ending double play. CSUN, 5th in college baseball, entering tonight's ball game, having turned 51 double plays, and number 52 ends the bottom of the first inning. Headed to the second, scoreless between CSUN and Cal Poly. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield. Kyle Marincons bounces into a 6-4-3 double play to end the Mustang first. And as we head to the second inning, no score between Cal State Northridge and Cal Poly. My name is Chris Sylvester, and thanks so much for making Mustangs baseball a part of your Saturday evening. Can you believe it? Just 8 games, including this one, remain in the 2017 regular season for Cal Poly. The Mustangs will wrap up this 3-game weekend set with CSUN tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Then travel down the 101 South to take on their blue-green rivals, UC Santa Barbara, next weekend before wrapping up the regular year at home. A 3-game set, a Thursday through Saturday series against UC Riverside. First pitch from Spencer Howard to Dylan Alexander, a called strike on the inside corner. Next pitch just misses high, so the count even 1-1. Howard retired the side in order in the first and picked up a couple strikeouts. Alexander, the senior catcher, swings and lofts the ball down the right field side. That'll drop in foul ground. So the count now at 1-2. Alexander hitting .242 on the year. No homers, 17 runs batted in. Went 1 for 3 with a run scored last night. Also drew a walk, so he was on a couple times in CSUN's series opening loss. Here comes the 1-2 from Howard on the ground to third. Beasley gobbles it up, throws high to first base, but Sanderson able to apply the tag on Alexander for out number 1. It's a nice job done by the senior over there at first base, able to leap off the dirt, make sure he secured the baseball in his glove, and able to apply the tag on Alexander running by.
Number 15, Justin Turner.
5-3 on the putout. 1 gone here in the top of the second, and here's the junior center fielder, Justin Turner. Turner batting from the left side and watches the first pitch catch the outside corner. A fastball from Howard, 0-1 the count. Turner was very quiet at the plate last night, went 0 for 4 as he takes another pitch on the outside corner. 0-2 the count. Howard way ahead at 0-2. Here it comes, and it's a breaking pitch high. 1-2 the count. Turner has played some excellent defense in the early portion of this 3-game set. Made a nice sliding catch last night on shallow right center field to rob Elijah Skips of a hit. And in the bottom of the first inning, Bradley Beasley hit a missile out towards left center, but Turner was able to run it down out in left center field. The count now 2-2. Next pitch from Howard. Breaking ball hit high in the air. Behind the bag at second. Now out in shallow center field. Marin Kahns calls off Ogren. And the Mustang shortstop makes the catch 2 away. So Turner pops out, and Spencer Howard has now retired the first 5 Matadors he's faced this evening. 2 gone, the base is empty here in the top of the second. And here comes the junior third baseman, Nolan Bumstead. Bumstead was very productive last night, went 3 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. And now finds his season batting average at .305 with 4 homers and 24 runs batted in. First pitch to the right-hand hitting junior is a called strike in at the knees, 0-1. Well, 1 pitch from Spencer Howard. A check swing, the appeal down to first, and Bob Williams says no, so the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. It was Jake Olenhop, who's down at third base tonight, who was calling balls and strikes last night. And he had an extremely large strike zone that sort of shrunk a bit as the game went on. 1-1 pitch lined off the glove of Howard. Ricochets over to Ogren, the second baseman, who throws in time to first base to end the inning. So that'll go 1 for 3 on the putout. And CSUN retired in order here in the top of the second. Through an inning and a half at Baggett Stadium in beautiful San Luis Obispo, California. And we are still in search of our first run between CSUN and Cal Poly. Bottom of the second is next. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield. And here's Sanderson leading off the bottom of the second inning. No score between CSUN and Cal Poly. And first pitch swinging, the senior takes a vicious hack and bounces it foul back behind the plate. 0-1 the count. It was Sanderson who was intentionally walked ahead of Nick Meyer with the open base at first last night. And wound up going 1 for 3 with an RBI. Had a sacrifice fly to center field as he shoots this one out towards center, sending Turner back, and he'll put it away for out number 1. So Sanderson hit it hard, but right at Justin Turner, the CSUN center fielder. He's out number 1 in the Mustang second. And here comes the sophomore catcher, Nick Meyer. Fans, tonight's top of the second inning, or rather bottom of the second inning, being brought to you by Coors Light. I was supposed to read this in the top of the second, but I'm reading it in the bottom of the second. Coors Light, the bigger the mountain, the better the reward, whatever your mountain. Climb on, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Great beer, great responsibility. First pitch to Nick Meyer, a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Third career walk-off hit last night. Had one earlier this year against Nebraska, and in his freshman year last year, a non-conference walk-off base hit against Pacific. It was in the 10th inning of that game a season ago as he bounces the 0-1 pitch foul, so it's quickly 0-2. And he had really been struggling at the plate over the past couple weeks, but wound up collecting 3 hits last night. Went 3 for 5 with the biggest RBI of the evening. Here's the 0-2. Bounced on the ground foul over near the Mustang third base dugout. So the count remains at 0-2. And we spoke of this briefly last night. Meyer still just hitting .245 on the year with a homer and 27 runs batted in. He still had a phenomenal season defensively, but the batting average nearly 60 points lower than what he finished with a season ago. 0-2 pitch is a breaking ball, low and outside. 1-2 the count, and a lot of that might have to do with the fact that teams know how to pitch him a bit better, and he is relied upon a bit more as a run producer this year than he was last year as a true freshman. 1-2 pitch, bounced towards short. Smith fields, throws to first base, and it's in time for out number 2. 6-3 on the ground out. 2 gone in the bottom of the second. And here comes the Mustang DH, Elijah Skips. Skips, the powerful left-hand hitter. Hitting .238 with 2 homers and 15 runs batted in as the first one from Weston misses. 1-0 the count. You remember last night's starter, Tay Vanderford, had an awfully funky wind-up delivery. There was a bit of a hitch, a bit of a pause. Weston's is much more conventional and fairly quick as he misses low with the fastball. 2-0 the count. It almost looks as if he's going out of the stretch, but he does take an extra step with that back foot as the 2-0 pitch is a fastball low and inside. Now the count 3-0 on Skips, who was 1 for 3 with a run scored. Also drew a walk last night. So the count 3-0. Here it comes. Fastball on the outside corner, 3-1. If Skips can reach here with 2 outs in the second, Josh George waits on deck. This is the portion of the batting order where the Mustangs will send up 3 straight left-hand hitters, 6, 7, and 8, as that pitch just catches the inside corner. So now the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Skips, George, and Morgan all bat from the left side. Payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball foul over near the Cal State Northridge on deck circle on the first base side. So the at-bat will continue. And the count's still full, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Elijah Skips. Weston looking for a perfect bottom of the second. Payoff pitch again. Swing, and he just got a piece of it. Tapped it foul in the batter's box. And the 8th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. 3 balls and 2 strikes. As last night we saw a 12 pitch at bat. Here it comes 3-2 again to Skips, and it's a ground ball. Base hit to center field. So Skips wins the battle. The first hit of tonight's contest. And the Mustangs have a 2-out base runner here in the bottom of the second for the junior left fielder, Josh George. George has picked things up of late at the plate. Now hitting .258 on the year with no homers and 22 runs batted in. A native of Hollister here in the Golden State. George, another multi-hit game last night, going 2 for 4 with a run scored as he hits this one hard, but on a hop towards Rubalcaba, the second baseman. His throw to first base in plenty of time. And the Mustangs are done here in the bottom of the second inning. They strand a base runner and fail to score. And as we head to the third, still no score between CSUN and Cal Poly. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield.
Please direct your attention to the third baseline.
A scoreless ball game heading to the top of the third at Baggett Stadium in San Luis Obispo. The Mustangs and Matadors playing game 2 of a 3-game Big West Conference Series. Cal Poly sitting in 3rd place in the Big West. CSUN in 4th. The Mustangs with a 1-game lead over the Matadors. Or rather, excuse me, a game and a half lead now after last night's win over the Matadors for the 3rd place spot in the conference. First pitch from Spencer to Wise is a called strike as the 0-1 pitch misses low. 1-1 the count. Wise, the powerful right-hand hitter, junior DH, swings and lifts the 1-1 pitch down to shallow right field. Morgan coming a long way in, but it'll be Ogren, the freshman second baseman, out in right field, putting it away for the first out of the third. So Wise pops out to shallow right field. Scotty Ogren covering a lot of ground out there, backpedaling on that one and calling off Kevin Morgan. 1 away in the CSUN third, and here's Harrison Hart. Hart went 2 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored last night. As first pitch swinging, he pops one up out towards the right side of the infield, and Sanderson near the edge of the grass puts it away. 2 outs. That was a very low pop fly off the bat of the freshman Hart. So 2 quick outs for Spencer Howard, who is mowing down these Matador hitters early on this evening. The base is empty, and here's Elias Arona. Arona starting his 16th game of the year. 12 for 65 at the plate. That's good for a 185 batting average. No homers, 5 runs batted in. A slightly open stance for the junior, hitting from the right side. And the first pitch from Spencer Howard misses low, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Hit in the air, foul, out of play back behind the screen. 1-1 the count. A couple finals from earlier today in the Big West Conference. Long Beach State after capturing a series opening victory at Minnesota last night. Dropped game 2 of that non-conference set by a final of 12-6. 1-1 pitch from Howard on the outside corner. Good spot with the fastball. It's now 1-2. And for a second straight day, UC Davis hosting UC Riverside, and it was the Aggies over the Highlanders, 2-0. The final in that one. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball, got him looking on the outside corner. Spencer Howard is perfect through 3 innings. Bottom of the third is next. Still looking for our first run at Baggett. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield.
She's in the bleachers. Congratulations. Thanks to Charlie Slings for supporting Cal Poly Athletics. Charlie Slings is located on Twitter Boomer. Be sure to stop by.
Bottom of the third inning, no score between Cal State Northridge and Cal Poly. The Mustangs sending up 8, 9, and 1 against the junior right-hander Andrew Weston, who has given up 1 hit through 2 innings of shutout baseball so far this evening. Kevin Morgan, the senior from Corona, stands in, batting from the left side, and the first pitch chopped foul over near Elliott Smith, the Mustang third-year assistant coach, near the first base coaching box. He fields it with the bare hands and tosses it back towards the Mustang third base dugout. 0-1 the count. Morgan went 1 for 2, also drew a walk last night as he hits this one on the ground to second. Routine play for Rubalcaba, and he throws out Morgan for the first out of the bottom of the third. So Morgan, the senior, retired. And Scott Ogren, the freshman, will be the next batter. Ogren went 1 for 4 with a triple and a run scored last night. Very impressive freshman, despite hitting just 195 this year. 4 homers, 17 runs batted in. First pitch a called strike, the 0-1 on the outside corner. 0-2. Ogren was selected by the Minnesota Twins in the 27th round of the Major League Baseball draft last year, after hitting over 400 at Valencia High School in his senior season. 0-2 pitch misses in the dirt. 1-2 the count. And obviously forewent the opportunity to play in the Twins organization fresh out of high school, and we'll have to wait a couple more years after this one to hear his name during the MLB draft again. And I'd imagine he'll be selected much higher than in the 27th round when he is eligible after his junior season. He has that type of potential and sports a lot of power from the right-hand side of the plate, and he has made himself the Mustang everyday second baseman, and he's done a phenomenal job defensively as the next pitch is a breaking ball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. After Ogren, we go back to the top of the order. Alex McKenna waiting in the on-deck circle. Weston's 2-2. Ground ball, and that's a base hit into right field. Snap throw to first base from the right fielder, Arona, and Ogren just got his hand back into first base safely, and that'll draw a visit from Greg Moore, the CSUN fourth-year head coach. They'll have a brief discussion, I'm sure, with Bob Williams. That was awfully close. That one just snuck by Rubalcaba, the second baseman, and it was hit fairly hard into right field, and Ogren probably should have either run through the bag or stopped at the bag at first base, but instead rounded the bag only by a few steps, I'd say. And Arona threw a strike back to first base, nearly got Ogren. As expected, Greg Moore returns to the CSUN first base dugout empty-handed. Ogren has the Mustangs' second base knock of the night. He's aboard with one out here in the bottom of the third. And here's the sophomore center fielder, Alex McKenna. First pitch, breaking ball, low and outside. 1-0. McKenna reached back in the bottom of the first. Drew a walk in his only plate appearance of the evening. A ball and no strikes. And Weston throws over to first base. Ogren dives back into the bag safely. Scotty has only attempted one stolen base this year, and he was caught stealing. Here comes the 1-0. Breaking ball, foul tipped into the mid of Dylan Alexander, the CSUN catcher. And the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. No score, bottom of the third inning. Game 2 of a 3-game Big West Conference series between CSUN and Cal Poly. 1 on, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the third. Next pitch to McKenna. Chopped towards the left side of the infield and through for a base hit. Just out of the reach of Fred Smith, the CSUN senior shortstop. Back-to-back ground ball base hits for the Mustangs. They have 2 aboard with 1 out, and the freshman, Bradley Beasley, coming to the plate. So a couple choppers that have found their way through the infield. First off the bat of Ogren, now off the bat of McKenna. And 2 aboard with 1 out for Bradley Beasley. You remember last night, it was in the bottom of the third inning where the Mustangs broke a scoreless tie by scoring 3 runs. Beasley is 0 for 1. Lined out to center field, only time up. First pitch, a breaking ball, low and away. And that is about the 4th or 5th time tonight already that Andrew Weston has beginning at bat with the big curveball. Often missing low and away to the right-hand hitters. Here's the 1-0 to Beasley. Fastball, outside corner, 1-1. Beasley, after lining out in the first, now 0 for 5 against the Matadors this weekend. A hit could mean a run, and it would be our first run of the night. Right-hander against right-hander. Ogren at second, McKenna at first. 1 out in the bottom of the third. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, hit off the end of the bat. Foul over towards the Matador first base dugout. So the count now 1-2. Now Beasley was fooled by that breaking pitch from Weston. Was way early on the swing and somehow managed to get the end of the bat on the baseball. But now Weston has a pitch or 2 to play with. Ahead in the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander against right-hander. And Weston steps off the rubber, looks Ogren back to second base. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Bradley Beasley. Now we spoke of Ogren's phenomenal senior year, hitting over 400 at Valencia High School. Beasley himself hit over 400 at San Leandro High School as a senior last spring. Here's the 1-2. On the ground towards the middle. Could be another double play. 6-4-3. And it is another double play turned by the Matadors. Top 5 in the country in twin killings for a reason. A phenomenal middle infield. Fred Smith to Rubalcaba to Colentano. And the Mustangs are done in the bottom of the third. Top of the fourth is next. No score. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield. Now the Mustangs have had some early base runners against the CSUN junior right-hander Andrew Weston. But a pair of double plays turned by the Matadors, and we are scoreless here in the top of the fourth. Spencer Howard has faced the minimum through 3 innings of work and will face the top third of the batting order. First pitch to Rubalcaba. Misses off the plate, ball 1. Rubalcaba, a strikeout victim, is only time up, leading off the ball game in the top of the first. That pitch gets to the backstop. Fastball missed way outside, 2-0. Rubalcaba, a fourth-year junior, native of San Mateo, went to Vanden High School and played his first 2 years of college ball at Solano Community College, small JC, up north in Fairfield. 2-0 pitch, hit in the air, foul, out of play. 2-1 the count. And joined Northridge a season ago, but redshirted. This is his first year playing for the Matadors. 2-1 pitch, check swing, foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's a 3-sport star at Vanden High School. Obviously played baseball, also played soccer and cross country. The count 2-2. Howard's next pitch, hit in the air, foul. Out of play, off to the right side. And the count still even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2 again from Howard. Foul ball, backing out of play once again. That was a lined shot. So you got to always be watching the action if you're in attendance at a baseball game. If you're not behind home plate, you are not safe. 2-2 pitch, swing, and a miss, strike 3. So he strikes out Rubalcaba swinging for a second time this evening. And for Spencer Howard, his 4th strikeout of the night. 1 gone in the Matador 4th, and William Colantano, the senior first baseman, will bat next. Hey fans, the top of the 4th inning is presented by Ribline, the official barbecue of Cal Poly Athletics with 3 locations on the Central Coast. The Ribline is famous for ribs, tri-tip chicken burgers, chili, and all the fixings. Visit them online at ribline.com or give them a call. They deliver 805-543-RIBS. Why not order some Ribline while listening to Cal Poly Baseball? That's 805-543-RIBS. The official barbecue of Cal Poly Athletics. Colantano swinging away at the first pitch and lifts it foul and out of play off to the left. The 0-1 from Howard. Big cut and a miss at the fastball. It's 0-2. So Howard here early on this evening, he's now faced the minimum 10 batters through 3 1/3. He is changing speeds very effectively and changing eye levels as well. Way ahead of Colantano, and now time called. Colantano 0 for 1. Popped out to left field, his only time up back in the first. 0-2 fastball misses high. 1-2 the count. Colantano, a fifth-year senior from Escondido, and was planning on being a fourth-year normal regular senior last year, as he appeared in 8 games before suffering an injury that ended his 2016 season at the beginning of March. Got a medical red shirt from the NCAA and playing his 5th year of college baseball as he fouls the next pitch off. Count still 1-2. One-two from Howard. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another strikeout. That's 5 for Spencer Howard tonight. 2 gone in the 4th. And it's been the fastball for the most part this evening that he's been able to zip by these CSUN batters. 2 gone, the base is empty. Here's Fred Smith. Smith, the senior from Redondo Beach, takes the first pitch low from Spencer Howard. And 1-0 the count. Spent his first 2 years at El Camino College in Torrance. 1-0 pitch, good breaking ball. Cut out and missed. 1-1 the count. And in 2016, as a junior, Fred Smith's first year with CSUN, he led the Matadors with a .314 batting average. 1-1 pitch, off the end of the bat, foul, out of play. 1-2 the count. Coming into tonight's ball game, Smith hitting .273, so his numbers are nearly 50 points lower in the batting average department than a season ago. Listed at 5'9", 170 pounds. Gets into a fairly deep crouch, batting from the left side, and he swings away at the 1-2 pitch, fouls it back to the screen, steal the ball and 2 strikes. When the Mustangs come to bat in the bottom half of the inning, 3, 4, and 5, Marin Khan, Sanderson, and Meyer. Scoreless ball game, bases empty, 2 outs. We're in the top of the 4th. Howard's 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He strikes out the side here in the 4th inning. 6 strikeouts through 4 perfect innings, might I add, for Spencer Howard. And through 3.5, still in search of our first run. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield. Spencer Howard has just been spectacular through 4 innings of shutout baseball this evening. Andrew Weston hasn't done too bad himself as we are scoreless heading to the bottom of the 4th. But how about the Templeton native, the local product? 4 shutout innings for Spencer Howard. 6 strikeouts, and he struck out the side in the top of the 4th as Kyle Marincons swinging at the first pitch. Bloops one out to left field, and he's aboard with the leadoff single. So it's the Mustangs' 4th hit of the night. All singles, and Marincons, who rolled into an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play back in the 1st, is aboard to start the Mustang 4th, and Michael Sanderson will be the next batter. Sanderson entered the night 4th in the conference with a .335 batting average as he takes the first pitch low. 1-0 the count. And a recent power surge for the senior. His first Division I homer a couple weekends ago at UCLA, and he followed that up with another last weekend at Long Beach State. Here's the 1-0. Fouled back to the screen. 1-1 the count. First place Long Beach State idle from Big West Conference play this weekend. The Mustangs picked up half a game in the standings, now 4 back after last night's win. And a chance to pick up another half game if they can win here this evening. Scoreless ball game in the bottom of the 4th as the next pitch to Sanderson is a breaking ball low. 2-1 the count. Marincons started the inning with a bloop base hit to left field. He stands at first base with nobody out. Here's the 2-1. Fastball low and away. 3-1. Weston, through the first 3 innings here tonight, has issued just 1 walk, and it was the first batter he faced. Alex McKenna back in the bottom of the 1st. In danger of walking his second batter of the night here as he's fallen behind on Sanderson. 3-1 the count. And a throw over to first base. Marincons dives back to the bag safely. Kyle has stolen 2 bases this year. He's been caught once. He's got a decent sized lead over at first. Colantano, the senior, holding him on. And here's the 3-1 to Sanderson. Slow roller foul up the third base line. And the count now runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now, despite having just stolen 2 bases this year, Kyle Marincons does run pretty well. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to put on the hit and run here with the count full on Sanderson. Or perhaps just send Marincons. Payoff pitch, there he goes. Swing and a high fly ball foul. Out of play off to the right. And we'll try it again with the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Obviously, you wouldn't put on a hit and run with the count full. But not a bad idea to send Marincons with the count full. And we'll see if the sign is given to Kyle to run once again. He does take off again. 3-2 pitch, fouled away again. This time a bouncing ball near the Mustang on deck circle. That's where Nick Meyer's standing. He'll bat next. 8th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. To Michael Sanderson, senior from Chico. It's been his first 2 years at Feather River Junior College up in Northern California. A lot of JUCOs in the state of California. And a throw over to first base. Marincons dives back to the bag safely. A scoreless ball game, and a quick-moving one at that. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Nobody out. Marincons at first. Payoff pitch again to Sanderson, but not before another throw over to first base, and Marincons dives back to the bag safely once again. So Weston trying to keep him close as he has taken off the last 2 payoff pitches. Pitches that Sanderson has hit foul. We'll see if he goes again. He does. Payoff pitch to Sanderson, whacked into left field. That's going to drop in front of Hart for a base hit. Marincons will have to hold at second base as the freshman gets the baseball back into the infield quickly, but back-to-back singles to open up the bottom of the 4th. 2 on, nobody out, and here comes the sophomore catcher, Nick Meyer. So the second 8-pitch at-bat between Weston and a Mustang hitter, and both times tonight, the hitter has gotten the better of the junior Weston. It was Skips back in the second who fouled off a couple pitches with the count full and wound up singling to center. And there, Michael Sanderson able to drop one in front of Harrison Hart, the left fielder. And another golden opportunity for the Mustangs with runners on base and nobody out. Aaron Kahns at second, Sanderson at first. Meyer at the plate. Here's the first one from Weston. Meyer squares around a bunt, gets it down up the first base line, and that'll roll foul. If you know a thing or two about the foul lines on the infield here at Baggett Stadium, any slow roller, any bunt, any bouncing ball on or near the foul line has a tendency to wind up rolling foul before reaching the bag at either third or first base. And that was the case there on the Meyer sacrifice bunt attempt. He is a very good bunter. And CSUN was ready for it. Both corner infielders, Bumstead and Colantano, playing in on the grass. Meyer squaring around a bunt. Weston's 0-1, and it's a breaking ball outside, 1-1. Kyle Marincon to the base runner at second. Michael Sanderson at first. No score. Nobody out. Bottom of the fourth inning, the count even on Nick Meyer. 1 ball and 1 strike. Weston, the right-hander, comes set at the belt. Here comes the 1-1 home. Meyer gets it down. Left side of the mound. Weston bare hands, throws high to first base, off the glove of Colantano. Down the right field line, Marincons will come in and score. Sanderson stops at third, Meyer to second, and the Mustangs strike first here in the bottom of the fourth. It's 1-0 Cal Poly. Just an awesome bunt laid down by Nick Meyer. I think that's an appropriate word to categorize the bunt under, if you will. Weston did a nice job of barehanding the baseball, coming off the mound quickly and fielding it cleanly, but the throw to first base, a bit too high. Went off the glove of the first baseman and caromed into foul territory down the right field line. 1-0 Mustangs, and they're far from done. Runners at second and third, nobody out here. Skips first pitch swinging, a ground ball to second. That'll get a run home as Rubalcaba throws to first in time for out number 1. But Sanderson scores. It's an RBI ground out for Elijah Skips. His 16th run batted in this year. 2-0 Cal Poly. And on the ground out, Nick Meyer moves up 90 feet to third base. Of course, Weston charged with an error, allowing Meyer to reach. Now CSUN will bring the infield in with the Mustangs already up 2-0. Meyer at third base, 1 out. First pitch to Josh George, misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mustangs have struck first in this one. 2 runs so far, looking for more in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the 1-0 to George. Swing, ground ball, base hit to right field. Meyer trots home from third, and Cal Poly, for a second straight night, opens up the scoring with a 3-run inning. 3-0 Mustangs here in the bottom of the fourth. Josh George singling home Nick Meyer, 23rd RBI of the year for the junior George. He's at first base with 1 out. And here's the senior right fielder, Kevin Morgan. Morgan, that slightly open stance, batting from the left side. And the first pitch from Weston. Swinging and chopping that one foul is Morgan. 0-1 the count. 3-0 Mustangs, all 3 runs for Cal Poly. They've come across here in the bottom of the 4th. 0-1 pitch, tapped foul back behind the plate. 0-2 the count. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield. On that foul ball on the 0-1 to Morgan, Andrew Weston was called for a balk, so that pitch does not count, and Josh George moves up 90 feet to second base. And the count 0-1 on Kevin Morgan. So it was a bit of a late call made by first base umpire Bob Williams. But George gets to move up 90 feet on the balk, and the count 0-1 on Morgan. A hit could mean another run. 0-1 pitch, lifted out towards left center. Turner chasing. He'll call off the left fielder Hart and put it away for out number 2. So Morgan is retired. George has to hold up at second base. 2 outs in the inning, and here's the freshman, Scotty Ogren. Great Scott is 1 for 1 tonight. A ground ball base hit to right field. His first and only time up. First pitch, just outside, 1-0. 3-0 Cal Poly here in the bottom of the 4th. Two outs, Josh George, the base runner at second. Weston's 1-0. Hit in the air out towards left field. That is going to drop fair and rattle around in the corner. George scores from second. Ogren stops at second with a 2-out RBI double. So Scott Ogren comes through with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. His 18th run batted in this year, his 5th double. And the Mustangs have put up a 4 spot here in the home half of the 4th. And the inning not over yet. Now Ogren at second base. Alex McKenna coming to the plate. And Greg Moore, the CSUN head coach, on his way out to the mound. We'll see if he makes some sort of signal towards the bullpen. Andrew Weston has struggled here in the 4th inning after tossing 3 scoreless innings to open up tonight's contest. 2 of the 4 runs he's allowed so far here in the 4th have been unearned, although it was Weston who threw wildly to first base on a Nick Meyer sacrifice bunt attempt. And that allowed, obviously, the inning to continue here with 2 outs, as that should have been the first out, and Meyer wound up scoring. That led to the first Mustang run of the evening. And Weston will remain in the ball game and face McKenna. So McKenna, who's been on a couple times, bats with Ogren at second base and 2 outs in what's been a 4-run bottom of the 4th for Cal Poly. Here's the first pitch, breaking ball low and away. 1-0 the count. And Beasley, who is 0 for 2 tonight, 0 for 6 in the series, waiting on deck. You do have the open base at first. So we'll see how carefully Weston pitches to McKenna here. Already trailing by 4 runs. McKenna walked his first time, singled his last time. The 1-0. Line drive, that's a base hit into left field. Ogren's being waved home. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it is in time. What a beautiful throw home from the freshman Harrison Hart. It was a bit of a gamble trying to send Ogren to score as that ball got out to the left fielder Hart quickly. And he throws out Scott Ogren trying to score at home for the final out of the fourth inning. So McKenna gets credit for a base hit, but obviously no RBI as Ogren is cut down trying to score to end the bottom of the fourth. But the damage certainly done by the Mustangs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. They get 4 runs. And as we head to the top of the fifth, good news, Cal Poly 4, CSUN nothing. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball, as always, from Learfield.
He hit number 2 last week.
Middle of the order due up for Cal State Northridge. Top of the fifth inning, 4-0 Mustangs. First pitch to Alexander, a ball. The 1-0 from Howard, fastball low and outside. So it's quickly 2-0 on the senior catcher. It'll be Dylan Alexander, Justin Turner, and Nolan Bumstead slated to bat here in the fifth. The Mustangs getting all 4 runs tonight in that bottom of the fourth. 2-0 pitch, hit in the air. Foul ground, Sanderson will give it a look, but this one lands out of play. 2-1 the count. Long layover in between innings for Spencer Howard, who has been more than spectacular through his first 4 innings. 6 strikeouts. 2-1, lined into left center field. That'll be the first CSUN base runner of the night as McKenna gets over quickly to cut it off, and Alexander stops at first base with the leadoff base hit to start the fifth. So Howard had retired the first 12 batters he had faced this evening. Alexander at first base, nobody out. CSUN finally with a crooked number. Well, not a crooked number, a straight number. At least it's not a goose egg in the hit column tonight. First pitch to Turner, fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch on the ground, past the diving Beasley, into left field for a base hit. So back-to-back singles for Cal State Northridge to open up the top of the fifth. Justin Turner, his first hit of the series, was 0 for 5 before that at bat. And 2 on with nobody out. Nolan Bumstead coming to the plate.
Third baseman Nolan Bumstead.
Bumstead, the junior, batting from the right side, was one of 2 Matadors with 3 hits in last night's ball game. A hit could perhaps mean a run for CSUN. Bradley Beasley playing in on the grass, anticipating a potential sacrifice bunt attempt, but the first pitch from Howard is taken inside for a ball. And Bumstead showed no signs whatsoever of an intention to square around a bunt. A ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Fastball outside, 2-0. Spencer Howard did have a perfect game through 4 innings. But usually when you have a no-hitter or a perfect game broken up, it really doesn't mentally affect you wouldn't think, until about the 6th or 7th. But Howard has been a bit rattled since giving up the hit to Alexander. 2-0 pitch on the ground to short. Marinkine's to second for 1. Relay to first in time. A double play. 6-4-3 on the twin killing. Northridge gets a dose of its own medicine. The Matadors have turned 2 double plays tonight. Entered tonight's game 5th in the country in double plays turn this year. And 2 outs now. Alexander moves up to 3rd on the 6-4-3 twin killing. And it'll be up to the DH, Albie Wise, to get CSUN on the board here in the top of the 5th. First pitch from Howard. Swing, line drive, base hit to center field. And the Matadors are on the board. Wise comes through with a 2-out RBI single. So Albie with a liner into center field. The Matadors' 3rd hit of the inning, his 43rd run batted in this year. He's at first base with 2 outs. Harrison Hart, the freshman, at the plate. Don't forget, in the bottom of the 5th, we will be joined by CJ Silas, host of the CJ Silas Show on our flagship radio station, Wednesdays from 5 to 6 p.m. I was fortunate enough to be a guest on her show this past week. You can check it out and follow her on Twitter at CJ Silas. 0-1 pitch. Hart shows bunt, gets it down out in front of the mound. Howard fields, throws over to first base. And the Matadors are done in the top of the 5th, but CSUN gets on the scoreboard. A 2-out RBI base hit off the bat of Albie Wise. After 4.5 innings at Baggett Stadium, the Mustangs lead the Matadors 4-1. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield.
Welcome back to Baggett Stadium. Bottom of the 5th inning here. CJ Silas alongside your play-by-play voice, Chris Sylvester. The Matadors scored 1 in the top of the 5th inning, and now the Mustangs lead at 4-1. Coming to the plate, the 3rd baseman, Bradley Beasley.
Obviously, you can't listen because you're busy giving phenomenal public address
I'm working.
announcements. You're working.
He took the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1.
I gave you a free Twitter plug in the top of the inning, and also gave your show a free plug as well.
You're so nice.
I am. I'm a very generous man on this Saturday evening.
He looks at that one. It's kind of a slight check swing. He takes that one for a ball. 1-1 to Bradley Beasley. He's 0 for 2, hit into a double play in the 3rd, flew out in the 1st. And he grounds this one right behind the mound. The second baseman grabs it, tosses it over quickly to first base just in time for the first out of the 5th inning.
Now, tomorrow's Mother's Day. You won't be here.
I won't be here.
You finally get to hang out with your mom. First time since when on a Mother's Day?
15 years.
Really?
Since I've been doing Cal Poly baseball.
So
True
the Mustangs
story.
are always at home on
Always.
Mother's Day.
Always.
That's interesting.
Yep, and you know what my mom said to me this year? She said, hey, I'm going to be in San Francisco. Would you be so kind?
Oh, are you going to drive up tomorrow?
I'm going to drive up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning and be with my mom. I didn't want to miss this game, Chris Sylvester.
Well, are you going to tune in tomorrow?
How am I going to do that? I'll be in San Francisco.
No, you can listen on the phone.
Oh, on my phone? Well, I could, but
Yeah.
I'm going to see my mom for like
You'd
40
rather not.
hours.
I understand.
I have to come back Monday
The listeners
for
at
work.
home understand. They understand.
do.
You'd rather not tune in.
Stop it. You're so wrong. You know I listen to every game.
I know.
You know I do because I
know.
text you.
I know. You do. You do text
I catch you when you're being real mean to Eric Burdick.
Yeah.
It's 0-2 here to Kyle Marincons, the shortstop. He singled and scored a run in the last inning. And what did he ground into double play in the first?
He did.
Wow.
Did you know
Goodness.
CSUN, 5th in the country in double plays turned, coming into this weekend series?
Did you know that Chris Sylvester likes cheese enchiladas?
No, I did not. This
It's
is
his
news
favorite
to me.
meal.
I do. I love them. I really do. If you could whip me up some next time I see you, you know.
2-2. Marincon fouls this one down the first baseline just past the Matador dugout. It's 2-2. And 1 out here.
What's your favorite
Bottom
dish?
of the first. Anything sushi.
Really?
Sushi's my favorite food. Yeah.
I read a concerning article about
Oh,
sushi
please, you
in
know what?
North America the other day.
Don't start. Don't start. He takes that one outside. It's 3-2. Full count to Marincons. But my favorite thing to cook,
Yes.
chilaquiles
Chilaquiles.
with green sauce.
Mm.
He fouls that one over the bleachers on the third base side of the stadium.
It's too bad we weren't here at Baggett for Cinco de Mayo last Friday, or else you probably would have whipped up some, right?
Oh, sure. And we would have been drinking margaritas throughout the entire game.
Not me.
No,
I'd
you're
get
not a big
myself into some
drinker.
trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, you know, it's not one of my favorite things in college baseball or at any level when a guy assumes he's walking, because umpires don't like it either, right? Didn't he act like it was a fourth ball
Yeah.
and he got called out on strikes? Sometimes I think the umpires do that just because they don't like to be showed up. Am I
No, not here.
dreaming?
Not here at the collegiate level.
No?
I think you
You
earn
don't
it.
think so?
No. I agree with you.
Oh, okay.
I think you can't do that here at the collegiate level, but at the major league level, you certainly have earned the respect to, because you're getting paid to look at balls
I know, but
go by.
Michael Sanderson steps in. The count's 1-0 to him, the first baseman. It's 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th. 4-1 Mustangs. Four base hits, an error, and a balk in the 4th. That's how the Mustangs scored it. And then coming into the top of the 5th, the Matadors with a couple singles score a run. 4-1 is where it looks, where it is. That's how it looks.
That's how it looks out on the big bright scoreboard in right center field.
You are. It's 2-1 to Michael Sanderson.
I am really looking forward to that Dignity Health clubhouse they're going to
Oh,
put in
goodness.
2019.
Aren't we all? This one's a grounder to the shortstop. It makes a tough throw to first base, and either he throws it really fast.
Or Sanderson doesn't run all that well.
That was a 6-3 if you're scoring at home. Just
Well,
like
was
that, 3 up and
probably-
3 down.
I'd argue that's probably the first 1-2-3 inning you've called all year.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Well, it's time for you to go to San Francisco.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you, CJ.
4-1 Mustangs heading to the 6th.
You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield. We have reached the 6th inning in tonight's contest. Cal Poly with a 4-1 lead over Cal State Northridge. The shadows have started to come into effect along the infield here at Baggett Stadium as Spencer Howard gets ready to work. in the top of the 6th, and his first pitch to Elias Arona. Misses low and away for ball 1. Arona 0 for 1. The strikeout victim is only time up. He was the final out of the 3rd inning. 1-0 pitch, chopped over the head of Beasley into left field for a leadoff base hit. So Arona is aboard, his 13th knock of the year. The 4th for CSUN here tonight. And back to the top of the batting order, Alvaro Rubalcaba will come to the plate. Rubalcaba has had himself a tough night at the plate thus far, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Arona a short lead over at first base. He has stolen 1 base this year. He's not been caught. As Rubalcaba shows bunt, pulls back and takes the first pitch breaking ball. Low and outside, 1-0. Next pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and the snap throw to first base is not in time to get Arona. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Nick Myers showing off his phenomenal arm behind the plate, and that throw almost too strong as Sanderson had to leap into the air and catch it. The 1-1, Rubalcaba shows bunt and takes the pitch off the plate. 2-1 the count. Two balls and a strike. Arona at first base, nobody out. We are in the top of the 6th. 4-1 Mustangs. Rubalcaba shows bunt and takes another pitch low. 3-1 the count. So Howard, since losing that early perfect game bid, has struggled with his command a bit more than he did in the first 4 innings, and he has been much more hittable over these last 2 innings now. Gave up 3 hits last inning, and the first run for Northridge. Now a hit to open up the inning as the 3-1 pitch is low. Arona was taking off for second. Throw down to the second, doesn't matter. So for a second straight inning, Northridge has back-to-back base runners to open up the frame. And now Larry Lee on his way out to the pitching mound. 15th year skipper of the Cal Poly Mustangs. Kind enough to join us before tonight's contest on Mustang pregame. He'll more than likely keep Spencer Howard in the ballgame here. But he has certainly seen how Howard has been rattled since losing that early perfect game bid. He faced the minimum 12 batters before Dylan Alexander started that top of the 5th inning with a single to left center field. And as expected, a quick visit to the mound. Howard at just 69 pitches right now. And last time out in a game at Long Beach State, where Howard went 7 innings, giving up 2 earned runs on 6 hits, picking up the win. He threw 109 pitches. Corners are in. First pitch to Colantano, the hit and run on, and he fouls it back to the screen, 0-1. Now, a few seagulls have started to swarm around Baggett Stadium and make this a bit of an interesting sight right now on the top of the 6th. One just landed in shallow left, another just landed in shallow left, make that 3. The Seagulls from Morrow and Pismo have made their way to Baggett Stadium. 0-1 the count on Colantano. Next pitch, fastball in the outside corner, 0-2. Now don't forget it was last night. The Mustangs had a 4-0 lead in the middle innings. CSUN was able to chip away at the deficit. wound up tying the ball game up at 5 in the top of the ninth. The Mustangs walked off on a Meyer RBI single in the bottom of the ninth. 0-2 pitch, hit in the air, foul, out of play. Still 0-2. I'm sure those seagulls will depart, and I believe they are right now. Once the sun goes down. Yep, they have made their way off the playing field. They have seen enough. Here's the 0-2 pitch again. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Howard gets a big strikeout for out number 1 in the Northridge 6th. It's strikeout number 7 for Spencer tonight. And the second time he set Colantano down on strikes.
Shortstop Fred Smith.
2 on, 1 out, and here's Fred Smith. Smith 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Senior batting from the left side. And the first pitch from Howard. Breaking ball on the inside corner. 0-1. Arona at second base. He started the inning with a single to left field. Rubalcaba at first base. He walked. The 0-1 pitch misses downstairs. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count. Howard, the right-hander, comes set at the belt, checks the runner at second, and throws home. On the ground to second base. Ogren to short for 1. On to first. It's an inning ending. 4-6-3 double play. Second twin killing the Mustangs have turned this evening. And CSUN leaves a base runner. They fail to score here in the top of the 6th. Bottom half of the inning upcoming. 4-1. Cal Poly leads. You're listening to Mustangs baseball from Learfield.
You can get $1 off pizza hot dog.
Now the double play has been a theme tonight. Both ball clubs have turned 2. And the Mustangs turning a 4-6-3 double play to end Cal State Northridge's little threat with 1 out and 2 aboard in the top of the 6th. 4-1 Mustangs as we go to the bottom half of the inning. Nick Meyer, Elijah Skips, and Josh George to face the junior right-hander Andrew Weston. Weston's first pitch to Nick Meyer, a fastball on the inside corner, 0-1. Meyer 0 for 1. Reached on an error last time at the plate back in the bottom of the 4th while trying to lay down a bunt. And the pitcher, Weston, threw it away off the glove of the first baseman down the right field line. And Meyer wound up scoring. 1-1 pitch. Big cut and a miss at that one. Might have gotten a piece of it. Nonetheless, the count at a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good breaking ball from Weston who gets Myers swinging to start the bottom of the 6th. 1 out, the base is empty, and Elijah skips. The Mustang DH will be the next batter. Tonight's 6th inning being brought to you by San Luis Sports Therapy. Get the treatment you need with the care you deserve. San Luis Sports Therapy, quality care for a better quality of life. Visit them online at slsportstherapy.com. First pitch to Skips, a fastball in tight, 1-0. Elijah 1 for 2, a single his first time, an RBI ground out, his 16th run batted into the year, last time up, as he swings and bounces one foul down the first base line. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Last night's attendance was 1,383. And expect the number to be around there once the attendance becomes available to me later tonight. Next pitch to Skips, misses low and away. 2 balls and a strike to the Mustang DH. 2-1 pitch inside, 3-1. Four to 1 Cal Poly. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Base is empty, 1 out. Here's the 3-1 to Skips. Chopper over to first base. Colantano fields behind the bag. Underhands to West in the pitcher covering. And that's the 2nd out of the inning. So Skips grounds out for a 2nd time tonight. 2 away in the Mustang 6th. The base is empty and Josh George coming to the plate. George 1 for 2 this evening. Had an RBI single in that 4-run 4th. First pitch, right down Higuera Street. 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch, lifted out towards center. That's chasing Turner back. Playable though, and near the warning track. He'll put it away. The Mustangs are retired in order here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Boy, it's been a quick-moving ball game here this evening. We are already headed for the 7th. Cal Poly 4, CSUN 1. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield.
Leading off for the Matadors, catcher Dylan Alexander.
For 5 and 6, middle part of the CSUN batting order to face Spencer Howard. Here in the top of the 7th, Alexander, Turner, and Bumstead due up. First pitch to Alexander is a fastball low. Spencer Howard, as he begins the 7th inning, has thrown 76 pitches. Now 77. Here's 78. Popped up. Foul ground. Sanderson, the first baseman, will make the catch. 1 out. So Howard really outside of that 5th inning where CSUN scored their lone run of the night so far has been magnificent. Another great start for a guy that started the year in the bullpen and has now worked his way into being a very intriguing professional prospect. First pitch to Justin Turner, and that apparently missed. Looked awfully close to the inside corner. 1-0 the count. 1-0 pitch, grounded right back to the mound. Howard fields the comebacker, trots over towards first base, underhands to Sanderson, and there's out number 2. So that was a hot smash on a hop towards Howard, the pitcher, who was able to stab it with the glove, keep it in there, and waltz over towards first base, underhanding to Sanderson, as Turner is retired for out number 2 here in the 7th inning. Base is empty. Here's Nolan Bumstead. First pitch fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Bumstead, after a 3-hit last night, and 3 hits Tuesday in an extra inning win over CSU Bakersfield. Well, he's trouble talking about Bumstead. Is 0 for 2 here this evening as he cuts and misses at the breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Howard looking for a 1-2-3 7th. Here comes the 0-2. Line drive out towards shallow right field, and Morgan will play it on a hop. So a 2-out base hit for Bumstead, his first base hit of the evening. And that'll allow Albie Weiss, the junior DH, to come to the plate.
The DH, Albie Weiss.
Very interesting to see Weiss down in the 7th spot after hitting cleanup last night. Team leader in homers and RBIs by far. Knocked in his 43rd run of the year with a single in the 5th as he cuts and misses. Comes up empty on the first one from Spencer Howard. 0-1 the count. No 1 pitch on the ground, foul. Fielded by Bradley Beasley, the Mustang third baseman in foul ground. And it's quickly 0-2. That last pitch from Spencer Howard is 85th of the night. And it's so important for Spencer Howard to give the Mustangs length this evening. Michael Clark, who pitched 2 innings last night through 46 pitches, more than likely not available. So Larry was hoping for a long outing, and thus far, all signs point to it as a pitch in the dirt. Now taking off for second, and he's a dead duck. Nolan Bumstead with a bad decision to try and break for second on a ball in the dirt that Nick Meyer was able to keep in front of him. And he is thrown out for the final out here in the top of the 7th inning. Boy, a base running mishap there. And it's time to stretch in San Luis Obispo. Cal Poly 4, Cal State Northridge 1. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield.
Leading off for the Mustangs, right fielder Kevin Morgan.
8-9-1 for the Mustangs. Bottom of the 7th inning. Cal Poly leading Cal State Northridge 4-1. First pitch to Kevin Morgan from Andrew Weston is outside, ball 1. Morgan 0 for 2 this evening. Senior batting from the left side. The next pitch just low. 2 balls and no strikes. Next pitch from Weston will be his 90th, and Morgan hits it out towards right field. Hit pretty well. Arona back onto the warning track at the wall, and it is a home run. Kevin Morgan has hit it out, the senior, hitting his 2nd home run of the year, and the Mustangs extend their lead. It's 5-1 Cal Poly. Now this is a hitter's ballpark, but the ball doesn't carry as well here at Baggett Stadium at night, obviously, with the marine layer setting in from Morro Bay and Pismo Beach. But boy, Kevin Morgan put a charge into that one. His 2nd homer of the year. First one since the middle of February in Cal Poly's opening series of the season in Pac-12 country at Cal. First pitch to Ogren, a ball. Next pitch on the ground to third. Bumstead throws to first base in time for out number 1. Now he does have some pop. Kevin Morgan, his first homer here at Baggett Stadium since the closing series of the regular season last year against UC Davis. And Morgan getting a chance to start every day here now over the past 5 games, and it'll likely turn to 6 after that home run to right field. The Mustangs' first homer of the weekend. And it's 5-1 Cal Poly. Here's McKenna chopping one back towards the middle, backhanded by Rubalcaba. Strong throw to first base is in time. 2 outs. Boy, you can't say enough about how this CSUN middle infield is done defensively through now the first 2 games of the weekend. I mean, no question. They are a big part in the statistic of CSUN being top 5 in all of college baseball and turning double plays this year. And both Fred Smith, the shortstop, and Alvaro Rubalcaba, the second baseman, have fielded phenomenally here through the first 2 games of the series. They have a lot of range and possess very strong arms. First one to Beasley, a ball. The 1-0 pitch chopped on the ground to second. Rubalcaba throws to first, and the inning is over. But the Mustangs get one. Kevin Morgan's 2nd homer of the year over the right field wall here at Baggett Stadium. And as we head to the 8th, Cal Poly 5, CSUN 1. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield.
Bingo winner, folks. David wins a pizza from Papa John's. All you have to do is pick up a bingo card in the fan zone when you get to Baggett Stadium. It's right near the entrance. Get bingo on Cal Poly statistics and you'll win a pizza courtesy of Papa John's, the preferred pizza of Cal Poly Athletics.
The Mustangs have made a pair of defensive changes as we move to the top of the 8th inning. Jack Kuzma, the freshman, for a second straight night has taken over at third base for Bradley Beasley, and taking over in right field for Kevin Morgan, who homered in the bottom of the seventh, is the junior Colby Merrick. We saw him take over defensively for Morgan last night as well. Spencer Howard has thrown 86 pitches. Number 87 is a called strike on the outside corner to Albie Weiss. 5-1 Mustangs here in the top of the eighth. No one pitch is a breaking ball, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wise was at the plate when Nolan Bumstead tried to advance to second on a pitch in the dirt. Nick Meyer threw him out to end the seventh inning as the 1-1 is cut and missed. 1-2 the count. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Wise is able to lay off the breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 swing, and he just got a piece of that one. Tapped it foul, and the left-hand side of the batter's box. And the count's still even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and this time it's cut on and missed, strike 3. So Spencer Howard continues to roll along here this evening. That is now his 8th strikeout of the night as Wise goes down swinging for out number 1 here in the top of the 8th. And Howard with that strikeout, tying his career high and season high in innings pitched. Previous high was 7 1/3 of an inning. And pitch misses for a ball. 1-0 the count. Harrison Hart at the plate. 0 for 2 this evening. Next pitch hit out towards center. Chasing McKenna back. He'll squeeze it about 10 feet from the warning track for out number 2. That's 7 1/3, which is now no longer the season high and career high for Spencer Howard as he's gone through 7 2/3 tonight. That 7 1/3 happened in his first conference appearance back on April the 1st at UC Irvine. He received a no decision in that one. He has pitched much better in this one than he did in that one. Although he did pitch well in that one. Gave up just 2 earned runs on 6 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts. But he has been brilliant. There are 7 2/3 tonight as the first one to Arona misses low. 1-0 the count. Next pitch, a fastball on the outside corner, 1-1. Now at 95 pitches, if Howard can get Arona here with ease, he will more than likely come back out for the ninth. The 1-1. Just outside, 2-1. Keep in mind, Howard threw 109 pitches his last time out at Long Beach State in a win a week ago. 2-1 pitch on the way, fastball on the outside corner, 2-2. Right-hander against right-hander. Howard working out of the windup, kicks and deals. In the dirt, and now the count full. Once again, Michael Clark, the Mustang closer, who blew the save but did pick up the win last night, threw 46 pitches in 2 innings. So, barring something unforeseen, we will not see him tonight as the 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 9 for Spencer Howard, who is through 8 innings of 1-run baseball. Bottom of the 8th is next. Cal Poly 5, CSUN 1. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball from Learfield. Andrew Weston still out there for CSUN. He's thrown 95 pitches through 7 innings of work. And he will start the bottom of the 8th on the mound for Northridge and face 3, 4, and 5 in the Mustang batting order. Marin Cons, Sanderson, and Meyer. Cal Poly with a 5-1 lead. Marin Cons, the sophomore, batting from the left side. First one from Weston in there for a strike, 0-1. Marin Cons is 1 for 3 with a run scored this evening. Next pitch in there for a strike, 0-2. 0-2 pitch from Weston. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Marin Cons goes down on 3 pitches to begin the bottom of the 8th. Weston striking out just his second batter tonight.
First baseman Michael Sanderson.
And here's Michael Sanderson. First pitch, line drive right at Nolan Bumstead for out number 2. So he hit it hard, but Bumstead was positioned perfectly. Playing a bit closer to the foul line than a prototypical third baseman would on a situation where there's nobody on. But Bumstead able to grab the hot smash off the bat of Sanderson, and 2 quick outs for Weston. Here in the bottom of the 8th, the batter is Nick Meyer. First pitch low and outside. Real quickly, let's take a look at the Pismo Beach Outlets out of the town scoreboard. And a couple finals that we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Minnesota beat Long Beach State 12-6 as Meyer chops this one to third. Bumstead backhands. Long throw to first base is low, but Colantano able to dig it out of the dirt, and the Mustangs are set down quickly and quietly here in the bottom of the 8th. Real quickly mentioning the scores from around the conference. UC Davis blanked Riverside up north 2-0. And UC Santa Barbara visiting Cal State Fullerton. The Titans won last night. The Gauchos and Titans scoreless in Orange County. That game in the top of the 2nd. Spencer Howard on his way back out to the mound, looking to finish what he started on the verge of his first collegiate complete game. The Mustangs will look to close out the Matadors when we return. Cal Poly 5, CSUN 1. This is Mustangs baseball from Learfield. He's thrown 99 pitches through 8 innings of 1-run baseball. And he'll start the 9th inning on the mound. The local product from North San Luis Obispo County in Templeton, Spencer Howard. Will work to Alvaro Rubalcaba to open up the top of the 9th. And the first pitch, his 100th of the evening, misses low for ball 1. Rubalcaba 0 for 2 with the pair of strikeouts, but did reach on a walk his last time at the plate. 1-0 pitch, fastball on the outside corner, 1-1. You wonder how long of a leash Howard will have now, up over 100 pitches. 1-1 outside. 2-1 the count. His season high in pitches is 113. Here's the 2-1. Low and outside, 3-1. So when trying to complete a game, the last thing your manager wants to see is you put on the leadoff man via a walk, and he's fallen behind on Rubalcaba here, 3-1. Howard's 3-1 pitch, lofted out towards right center field. McKenna on the move, he's not going to get there. That's going to bounce out to the wall in right center. Rubalcaba can absolutely fly. He's on his way to third, and he is in there safely without a throw. It's a leadoff triple to open up the top of the ninth. So Rubalcaba with CSUN's 6th hit of the night, his 2nd triple of the year. He's at third base with nobody out, and William Colentano, the senior first baseman, coming to the plate. Now, that's what happens when you fall behind. You're forced to either put the batter aboard or serve up a strike. And that time Rubalcaba sat dead red, got the fastball up and punished it to right center field as Colentano takes the first pitch in there for strike one. Here comes 0-1. Fastball outside, 1-1 the count. Colentano 0 for 3 after a 3-hit ball game yesterday. By the way, the 113 pitches, the season high for Spencer Howard to date, came on April 8th against Hawaii. Snap throw to third, gets off the glove of Kuzma. Rubalcaba will come in to score. Not sure if you really needed to make that throw if you're Nick Meyer. Up by 4 runs, but now 3. And that'll be the first Mustang error of the night. And the count 2-1 on Colentano. Here comes the 2-1. In there for a strike, 2-2. Next pitch, line drive. Oh my, what a catch made by Marincons. Moving to his right. Never hit the deck, but had to reach out and grab that hot smash off the bat of Colentano out in shallow left center field. And that's out number 1 here in the top of the ninth. And Colentano hit that one hard, but Marincons able to make a nice athletic play. 1 down here in the ninth. And here's Fred Smith, first pitch swinging, ground ball to Marincons, behind the bag at second, throw to first, pulls Sanderson off the bag, and it gets above the CSUN dugout and hits the netting, and that is considered out of play, so Smith will be awarded second base. So Spencer Howard's defense hasn't really helped him out a whole lot here in the ninth inning. That's the second error that the Mustangs have committed here in the top of the ninth, and it allows Smith to move to second base. Marincons charged with the error. 1 out, and here's the cleanup hitter, Dylan Alexander. Howard now at 110 pitches, and 111 is fouled back and out of play behind the screen. 0-1 the count. Oh, and 1. Next pitch on the outside corner, 0-2. So Spencer Howard has jumped ahead of Alexander here, who is 1 for 3 tonight with a run scored. Smith at second, 1 out, 5-2 Mustangs, top of the ninth. Howard's 0-2. Fastball high. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mustangs baseball from Learfield. The 1-2 pitch to Alexander is cut on and missed, strike 3. And Northridge down to their final out of the evening. It's strikeout number 10 for Spencer Howard. Alexander goes down swinging for the second out here in the top of the ninth. And now Justin Turner, the final hope to extend the ball game for CSUN. Junior center fielder is 1 for 3 today. Howard, the right-hander, delivers the first pitch outside, 1-0. And this is now a season high in total pitches. That was 115 from Spencer Howard. And of course, if Turner can reach here, the tying run, the potential tying run would come to the plate. And it'd be interesting to see if Larry keeps Spencer in the ballgame. That one's hit back towards the middle and under the glove of Marin Khans into center field for whatever reason, stopping at third base. And perhaps because the potential tying run is about to come to the plate. But it certainly looked like Smith could have scored easily there. He's held up at third, though. And now CSUN has him at the corners with 2 outs. And the potential tying run will come to the plate in the junior Nolan Bumstead. He does have some pop. 4 homers on the year. And he singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3 this evening. And here comes Chal Fanning, the Cal Poly assistant coach, out of the Mustang dugout. He does not make pitching changes, so Spencer Howard will stay in to face Bumstead, who all of a sudden is representing the potential tying run at the plate. CSUN has scored once, and the Mustangs defensively have not helped out Spencer Howard here in the ninth as they have committed 2 errors, although the run allowed here in the ninth inning is earned. And the second earned run charged to Spencer Howard this evening. So as the meeting on the mound wraps up, Howard will get ready to face Bumstead. Bumstead, the Canadian, representing the potential tying run at the plate with Fred Smith at third base and Justin Turner, who just reached on a single to center at first base. So here we go. Right-hander against right-hander. Howard trying to finish off his first complete game and give the Mustangs their second straight win this weekend over CSUN. Here's the first one. Fastball, just low. That one missed below the knees. 1-0 the count. Last time Nolan Bumstead hit a home run at home against Hawaii back on the 28th of April. 1-0 pitch on the ground to short. This should be the ball game. Marin Khans underhands to Ogren. They cut down the lead runner Turner, and that'll be that. The Mustangs hold on and take care of Cal State Northridge for a second straight night. Tonight, the final score, Cal Poly 5, Cal State Northridge 2, and Spencer Howard, the third-year sophomore right-hander, continues his brilliance here in 2017. He tosses his first career complete game as a Mustang. Cal Poly now 23-26 on the year, 11-6 in the Big West Conference. CSUN drops to 24-27 on the year. They are 10-10 in the Big West and officially eliminated from a chance at winning the Big West Conference title. Mathematically, it is now impossible for the Matadors to clinch the top spot in the Big West Conference. Back in studio, Alex Klepper proudly brings you the Blast 825 Taproom postgame scoreboard update. We'll be back at Baggett Stadium with the final totals. Cal Poly 5, CSUN 2. It's a final here in San Luis Obispo. You're listening to Mustangs Baseball